Hello there, right here we have a brand new snapshot. This is 1.17.1 pre-release 2. So this is not for 1.18, but they're just fixing some bugs that they found in the full release of 1.17. So they're getting ready for a second version of 1.17. And this is a pre-release. So we kind of get to test out the changes, make sure everything looks good before they come out with another full release. And in this one, they did quite a few big ones, making diamond ore easier to find and also nerfing emerald ore, making it harder to find. We'll be taking a look at all the different changes, and I would really appreciate if you guys would hit the subscribe button as well as the bell, as only around 20% of you guys are subscribed. Let's see if we can get that up to 30%. Now let's get into all the changes. They fixed a problem that pets of a player, which were given names, were not being logged correctly when they were being killed. So if we go ahead and kill this dog, it is my dog. So you can see in chat, it says my dog's name and it says who was the person that slain it. It even says the UUIDs of each of these. If you hover on top of it, it says it's a wolf. When the player walks over top of blocks, it produces a special noise, but walking on top of calcite wasn't producing hardly any noise. Now you can hear it. Compare that with like amethyst. Sounds really cool. This also applied to placing the block down. Amethyst. I really like listening to the block placement and block walking sounds. The only problem is block placing is so much quieter than pistons or dispensers or explosions. They're just so loud that you can't really hear the nice small details in the game of Minecraft. I personally would like them to add in some more sliders here for explosions, give us more variations. We can hear the cool sounds without having to constantly hear the obnoxious sounds. There was a problem that in creative, if you would get this axolotl in a bucket and you would spawn it in, it always produced the same color axolotl. Now the same problem is also applying to the tropical fish bucket. And it seems like now you do get different types of tropical fish, but axolotl bucket still seems to produce the same type. Now this problem with bucket of tropical fish was also applying to wandering traders. When they would sell you this, you'd end up getting a bucket, and every time you bought one from them, it'd always be the same type of fish inside of that bucket. Now this was just a problem that recently came up because when they first came out, I did test this and you could get all variations, but once again, now they fixed this so you can get all variations of tropical fish from a wandering trader. This is great if you're trying to collect all the variations, and if you use this in combination with my infinite trade trick that I showed with wandering traders and villagers, you can trade with them without them ever locking up. Now the next thing they changed is this trick I showed way back in 1.14 when villagers came out with the new changes. And that is these villagers that are showing off the items that they want to sell are actually holding those items, and if you kill them with looting, in this case I have really high looting, they will have a chance of dropping it. And they're only showing this item because I have another player which is holding emeralds, and every time you show emeralds to them, they want to show you what they have to offer. So this guy here has two different first trades, and one of them is Enchanted Book for Infinity, which costs 5 emeralds. So if I go ahead and kill this guy right as he's holding the book, you can see he will drop it. And then we got a free infinity book from the villager without having to pay any emeralds whatsoever. Now this is a cool trick, but it's not as useful as you think. Also because it's really easy to change out the villager's trades to get the one that you want. And you can also lower down the prices so that it doesn't cost that many emeralds to purchase their items. And if you want to get something like diamond armor, you would actually have to waste a whole bunch of emeralds getting all the way down to the last trades where diamond are. And then you just end up killing it, losing all that progress, and just getting one diamond item out of it. So if you want to do it, make sure you do it before updating to the snapshot or above. In 1.17 Caves and Cliffs Update Part 1, they were having some problems with ore generation being different than in 1.16. Now with this new version, even though it's called the Caves and Cliffs, they said they were going to leave the ore generation pretty much exactly the same as it was in 1.16.5. The first problem was that it was producing way more emerald ores than you were seeing in 1.16. Just in this little example here where I showed this tunnel bore off in the video where I covered all the different new farms for 1.16, we actually found 3 emerald ores in this very small stretch. Here you can see a screenshot of 1.16 versus 1.17. There is 15 more ores in 1.17 in this very same chunk and seed. So this was an unintentional thing, and they have now changed this so that emerald ores will be rare as they were before. So if you're trying to get these emerald ores, either the normal ones or the new deep slate ones, which are even rarer yet than the normal ones, be sure to collect them all in 1.17.0 before updating to 1.17.1. Learning how to do this, I will link the video covering how to use this tunnel board to collect tons of those for your survival world, as they will be much more rare in the next full release of the version. And something I talked about in previous snapshot is that they could actually be discontinued in 1.18. I find this hard to believe, but based off what we know so far about 1.18, these ores wouldn't currently spawn in 1.18 generation. But that is still far away, so we'll see exactly what happens. Either way, be sure to collect a bunch of them before updating. Now, this wasn't the only problem with ore generation. Diamond ore was also spawning in different locations and amounts compared to 1.16. There are some cool graphs on the bug report illustrating this. You can see in 1.16, the amount of ores found at such a Y level is different than 1.17. So from 0 to 5, this is where there's bedrock, so there's not that many ores in the bedrock. You can see for 1.16 there's more ores down lower, but typically people don't mine until Y level 10 so they don't have to run into lava. And here you can see that 1.16 the diamonds drop down quicker than in 1.17. Here's another graph. As you can see, the amounts gets bigger as you get out of the bedrock and going up in Y levels. And then it kind of plateaus here, and then it goes down again once you go near Y level 16. Now compare this to 1.17, it's a little bit different, and this also changes with the amount of deep slate diamond ore types. And the main difference between these two graphs is you can see the amount, like the total amount that you get in 1.17 is around this 1700, where 1.16 it easily goes up into the 2000s. So overall there's less diamonds, even though there's both types of them. So they went ahead and fixed this so that it is once again like 1.16 as they said it should be until the 1.18 second part of Caves and Cliffs comes out. The next bug they fixed was it was possible to not get some of your items cleared from inventory if you are throwing out items during the process of your inventory getting cleared. So now the /clear command will clear even items from stacks that are being thrown out. There was a weird problem to do with the player walking through flowing water would cause them to go in swimming mode and then constantly switch between swimming and standing mode. So those are all the changes for 1.17.1 pre-release 2. And just like I had a video covering everything that you should do before updating to 1.17.0, I will also be making another one of these videos specifically for 1.17.1, since there is so many big things that you could take advantage of before updating. So make sure you guys are subscribed. And if you enjoyed learning about the more technical things that are changed in 1.17, make sure to check out these other two videos where I cover cool things that you can still do in the Minecraft game. And I will be coming out with more videos showing tricks for 1.17. As always, if you come across any bugs while you're playing, be sure to report them to the bug tracker website. I would like to thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!